In this video, I will show you how to run the Pig examples. So first, let's try the local mode. So in order to run Pig in the local mode, you type in Pig and then -x and then local. And then you see the prompt grunt. Then it's ready for you to type in Pig statements. So I copy this block, the first block. The first block actually use the local path. This is the local path. Previously I uploaded the all the CSV files. So as you can remember, here I go back to WinSCP and you can see we have 4 files previously uploaded to this directory, home/cloudera/data/Mondrian, and this is the local path on the Cloudera virtual machine. So I go back to the shell and paste. Okay. And then dump sales fact. And you can see the data are dumped to the screen. Now I want to run Pig in the map reduce mode. So let's quit. I type in quit and it go back to the prompt of the system, and then I type in just Pig and then enter. And then I go back to the example and copy the statement that load the CSV file from Hadoop. This is not the local file. This is the path to the file on the cluster that we copied previously. So if you go to Hue at this address, then in this path user /cloudera/data/Mondrian, you can see all the files that we copied previously from local, and this is in cluster, no, not the local. So as I mentioned, all the files, all CSV files were copied to the Hadoop cluster, and now I copy this block of code and then go back to the shell, the Pig shell, and paste it. And then you can run describe sales fact. Then it describes the relation sales fact. And if we want, we can dump the data in sales fact. So paste this statement in dump sales fact. So the map reduce jobs are running. and we have to wait for a little bit. So in the meanwhile, I go back to my pig examples. So the next statement filter sales fact by store ID equal to 1, and then dump the result. Okay, all the jobs are complete, and here in the shell I can see the data from sales fact. Okay, so let's run several more statements. So when this is complete, then you will see in the screen there's only tuples with store ID equal to 1. So let's move on to the next. So it's the next two statements. For each walkthrough, the tuples in sales fact. Now for each walkthrough the tuples in sales fact and generate store ID, store sales, store cost, and unit sales. So let's run this statement. And then dump sales fact. In the next statement, we create a group by customer name. By store ID. So we run this line. And then run the next line. And then dump store sales. So in the meanwhile, when waiting for the result, I go back to the code and copy this line. This line store the result to this directory. Okay, so it's done, and here I can see a list of store ID as well as the sum of unit sales, and then I store the result. So when this is done, then I can view the result using this statement. And you can also use hue for this. So go to hue and look at user / Cloudra, and this is a newly created folder directory, store sales, and you look into this, you see this is actually the result. Here it is. Next, I will load the customer relation. There are more statements in the example file that you can try. Now I just want to run the join operator that joins the two relations, sales fact and customer, by customer ID. So the join is done. Then you can dump the result. Okay, so it's done now. Now I want to try the UDF dataproc.jar that we previously compiled and copied to home /cloudra/UDF and dataproc.jar. So actually here I will show you how to copy that file. I create a directory, namely UDF, and then copy dataproc.jar. I also copy datafull. So I have two files, two jar files, and then I can run to register. And then I walk through the customer relation using for each and generate customer ID and also marital status. And remember that the original marital status are just MS, right? And guest status returns the complete strings like single or marriage. So let's try this. And then dump. And now all the MapReduce jobs are done. Then you can see all tuples with customer ID on the first field and marital status with complete strings on the second. Okay, the next is an example of creating the indicator variable using the question mark operator. So if the gender is M, then return 1, otherwise returns 0, and give it the alias male. And similarly, if the gender is F, then returns 1, otherwise returns 0, and give the alias female. So let's copy the code. And now paste it. And then dump the result. And this is the result. And you can see the last two fields contain 0 or 1, indicating either male or female. And finally, we will try UDF functions in DataFoo. So first, copy the register statement, and paste it. And remember that this jar, DataFoo jar, was copied previously together with datablock.jar. And then run this statement to compute the sales mean. And the next for standard deviation, and this use the DataFoo UDF functions. And finally, I dump the normalized sales then finally it shows the result. And the last field is actually the normalized store sales.